Flirting 101-9 Push-pull tactics that work every time. If you take a woman on a movie date, what do you do after the date? Kiss her? Hug her? If you said yes to either of those questions, you have a long way to go with push-pull flirting. Now you may be wondering, what's push-pull flirting? At the beginning of this video, I made you feel like you didn't get the answer to the first two questions correct. And I lured you into watching this video by arousing your curiosity about push-pull flirting. That's what push-pull flirting is all about. Women can't stand 100% pushing or pulling. But the right combination of both will help you win any girl you want. Many guys struggle with dating because they don't know how and when to show interest, which is pulling, and disinterest, which is pushing. In today's video, I will teach you what pushing and pulling are, and how to use them without seeming like a jerk. Definition of push-pull flirting. Push-pull flirting is a strategy that involves alternating between pushing someone away and pulling them back in again. The push part of push-pull refers to a flirtatious behavior or statement that implies one person doesn't want to be with the other person. For example, a man might say to his date, "You know I don't like to get too close to people." She may give him some reward, like laughing and saying, "I don't believe you for 1 minute." The pull happens when you go back on your previous statement and appear to want to be friends after all. In our example, the man might step closer to the girl and say gently, "I didn't mean to hurt your feelings." By doing this, he creates an emotional connection with her that wouldn't have otherwise existed. What not to do. 1. Don't discourage the girl by pushing her too far away. The most important thing about push-pull flirting is that the person doing it needs to balance their signals well enough so that they don't come across as unreliable or uninterested. This could make you seem aloof instead of playful. 2. Never push someone you're not familiar with. Push-pull flirting can be interesting when done playfully with someone you know well. But if you sense the girl isn't into you and doesn't want to get to know you better, don't push-pull. Find someone else to invest your time in. 3. Don't use harmfully manipulative compliments. Push and pull flirting is a way of flirting that involves giving someone compliments, but then retracting them. The most important thing is to sound positive and not make anyone feel bad. For example, if a guy says something like, "You have beautiful eyes," and then immediately follows that up with, "But they're not as beautiful as my ex's," he's presenting himself as an insecure man who hasn't moved on from his past relationship and needs a ton of therapy. But imagine that you say, "You have beautiful eyes, but they're not as beautiful as my sister's." That would make the other person feel good about themselves, because you complimented them at first and motivated them to work harder to win your approval. 4. Don't be too available. Being too available can make a woman think that it's okay for her to do and whatever she wants with her time, which may lead her away from wanting to spend time with you in the first place. What to do? Now that we've covered the don'ts, let's look at how to push-pull a girl like a pro. 1. Emotional roller coasters. This is a powerful technique for getting someone to say yes to you, or for making them more invested in you. Imagine you're on an emotional spinner, going from one extreme to another with each wheel turn. You can make the people around you feel this way, too, by changing your attitude rapidly from being happy to being upset, or vice versa. The idea behind this is simple. If someone has been with you through ups and downs, they will be more likely to say yes when asked for something important, like their love or money. This is where you can utilize fractionation. Check the link in the description for more details and step-by-step training. 2. Be mysterious. If you make yourself seem mysterious, the other person will be more attracted to you. It's as simple as it sounds. If someone doesn't know much about you, they're more likely to remain interested in getting to know you better. In dating, this means revealing little pieces of your personality over time, but not too much at once. The idea here is to create intrigue by being a bit hard to get and not divulging too much about yourself right away. For example, instead of telling your target what you do for work, try asking her first. Or, instead of going into detail about where your family lives or what school life was like growing up, say, "I'm from a small town in Ohio." Being vague can help create an air of mystery around who you are. She'll hang around long enough to find out what that thing is. And by the time she's found out, it'll be too late to leave. She'll have fallen in love with you. 2. Exclusiveness and scarcity. The goal of this push-pull technique is to create an illusion that you are in high demand or limited in some way. This can be achieved by making it seem like there are many others Who want you besides the person with whom you are currently interacting? When someone feels that they have competition for your attention, they will do everything possible to win your approval and affection. And when they have you, they won't want to share you with anyone else. 4. Give compliments. Compliments are a great way to get started with flirting. But they can also make people feel uncomfortable if they aren't subtle. To avoid coming on too strong, make sure to compliment something that anyone can easily notice. You could try, "Your eyes are really pretty," or "You have great hair." It shows that you're interested in getting to know them better. Without seeming too personal, gauge the girl's interest level by how receptive she is to your compliments. If you want to move beyond surface level compliments, try complimenting her on her personality and then work your way up. For example, if you said, "Your eyes are really pretty," earlier in the conversation, try following it up with, "You're so funny," or "You're so smart." 5. I've seen you before. Another way to pull a woman in is to mention that you might have seen her before, or heard of her from a friend. Basically, find something that connects you two and use it as an excuse to approach. 6. Open body language. There are also nonverbal cues that you can use to attract a woman. The most obvious is body language. Avoid closing your body off. Don't cross your arms, and keep your feet pointed toward her. If you're already conversing with her, she'll sense that you're interested without you having to say anything along those lines. Sometimes, she'll approach you first. 7. Prolonged eye contact. Eye contact is probably the most important nonverbal cue, because it's a universal sign of interest. Studies have shown that lingering eye contact for only 7 seconds can be more attractive than anything else you could do. Just look at her and smile if she looks back. This eases the tension and makes it easier for you to apply other push-pull techniques that I'll talk about in this video. 8. I gotta go. Another way to push her away is by adding a time restraint. For instance, if you've been talking with her for a while and you notice that she's getting comfortable, tell her you have somewhere else to be. Say something like, "It's been fun, but I should head back to my friends. They're probably wondering where I am." This conveys that you're interested in her, but not so interested that you're willing to devote all your time and energy to her. 9. Restricted request. A restricted request is a strategy that allows you to have your cake and eat it, too. It's a way of asking for something in a way that makes her laugh and think, "Why the hell not?" For example, "Want to come with me to my favorite bar? The bartender makes killer cocktails. You can't have more than 2 shots because I don't want to carry you home. I love the thought of it, though." You're probably wondering if there's a formula for making a restricted request. Yes, there's a simple formula, but you'll have to promise not to forget it. It's the request plus a condition. Say it after me. Request plus condition. If you understand this principle, drop an example in the comments. For more in-depth training and strategies to attract women, check the resources in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something. If you did, go ahead and like it. Subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more content like this.